Namaste. We're here with Amina Bal. She's a president and trustee of Global Ecovillage Network, Gen. Welcome, Amina. How are you?
Thank you, Kakoli. Very happy to be here with you. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, we wanted to know a bit more about what an ecovillage is and what your journey has been to get you to be a part of Gen and the other work that you've been doing.
Wonderful. Yeah, so I think we can begin in the space of community. Eco-village is just another name or another way of describing when humans aspire to come back into community. And the Global Eco-Village Network is a network of united communities. And this special journey of coming back into the communion, loving communion with the self, is what inspires people, I think, then to wish to share that in community. And for me personally, I've had a long journey now with, regeneration. That's one of the missions of a network like Gen, which is essentially catalyzing communities to live in an earth-caring, community-caring way. And my journey began about 15 years ago through the process of inner regeneration. And I think, like you and everybody else, we come to this work when we start questioning beyond ourselves, right? What is there out in the world, and what am I here to do? And where do I belong? Who am I connected to? And how do I serve better? And how do I live from a place of heart? So all these things do define coming into purpose in a way, in community. And so my own inner spiritual journey and my journey as a healer, and I work in many different energy spaces and energy modalities just to bring more love and light, took me to this space where I felt this reconnection with nature. So eco-villaging is something you can also simply put it as a reconnection to the inner and outer nature. And sometimes we call it the deep ecology of things, right? There's an ecology outside, but there's also an inner ecology. And sometimes people feel, oh, an eco-village is a small rural space, right? Which we want to regenerate. But I think it's more an intention and a shared purpose where people have realized that there's too much separation and division in the world and too many boundaries. And how do we move from boundaries more into belonging and, from separation into unity and diversity?
So I
And
wanted to
that's the work
interrupt you
of
for a
Come.
second and ask you what you mean by regenerate. So you've been using that word quite a bit just to inform everyone what your interpretation of that is to regenerate.
Yes, yeah. So regeneration, I think for a lot of people, because it's become like commonplace now, right? We read about it and we want to be in that space, and everybody's thinking about how do we move from sustainability to regeneration. But for me, I think it's just this very simple place of beginning is one is remembering how to be nature and how to live in accordance with living systems theory and how to live in this space of the art of interdependence where we know quantum physics and everything else, whether it's spirituality, says everything's connected, but in the modern fast-paced life we've lost connection to this connection. And regeneration is that very slowing down and remembering to reconnect to laws of nature, laws of community, laws of belonging, laws of love, laws of giving and receiving, reciprocity. So I think that for me is simply put, but there's like cultural regeneration, social regeneration, economic, ecological, and Gen as a global network of regenerators and eco-villages looks at it from a holistic lens. So regeneration is also this design thinking, but taken more forward into design thinking through biomimicry. And from that biomimicry state saying that if you are looking to find solutions to problems that exist on our earth, one-dimensional thinking is not going to help. So it's an
What
integral
is
way of
biomimicry? How can you
when you
define
look at
biomimicry?
nature, when you look at nature and you look at forms and patterns in nature, and then you use that in your innovations and in your design and in the way you create product or services or in the way you use resources from the earth so that everything is moves in cyclical, natural ways, and nothing is wasted. And everything that is a byproduct of something already becomes an ingredient for a new creation.
That's very interesting. So can you tell us a little bit about Jen? When did it start? Who started it? And I guess you became associated with it 15 years ago, or
Jen, my journey with Jen is about 7 years old. And I began uh, in Oroville, which is one of India's, very large city of dawn, city of unity. It has great spiritual aspirations of being a very ecologically empowered city. And where that's when I met the Jen people, where I did a small course with them and I became a Jen ambassador. And those days I used to live in the Philippines, where actually my journey with nature began after my deep spiritual quest. And it was through a permaculture community that I co-created with a very dear friend. And it's called Kai Farms, and it's a permaculture farm, which started in 2013. And then in around 2017-18, we said we are a permaculture farm, but we want to become a community and an eco-village, which means we want to re-village, we want to invite people into our experience of having this deep connection with each other. And that's when I started to get to know more about Jen. And Jen is a 30-year-old organization. And this year we are celebrating our 30 years. And it was founded by a beautiful couple, Ross and Hilda Jackson, in Denmark, funded by Gaia Trust for over 30 years. But now a lot of our networks are now independent, and we have networks in every continent. And everybody is in their own special creative way, aspiring to see how we can create these islands of coherence where people can learn from just being back in community together, and from there serving the earth, and from there serving the future.
that's so. Can you give us some examples or a few specific examples of how this works? People learning from each other, people living in regenerative ways.
Yes, so I think a good place to begin is to begin to understand that when Jen started 3 decades ago, it was just a simple research project. And the research project was, let's look at people who are living on land, close to nature, and are experimenting of new ways, or say experimenting with alternate ways of not exploiting nature, and not living in ways where they're unhappy or unwell, but in ways where resources and human wellness is balanced with some sort of economic satisfaction, where basic needs of food, shelter, clothing are met within the community. And so I would say, starting as a research project, so we started mapping out everybody across the globe who was doing this in siloed ways in small communities. Then these communities started connecting with each other. And then Jen held a very big gathering, which actually catalyzed the movement. So from being a global eco-village network and organization, what it really is a movement, which means moving people into a new consciousness where they can live in more kind ways with each other, and in ways where there's more reciprocity. And so today, for me personally, Jen is this space where it's a consciousness of coming back into moving into the future, but in a way that where there is, I would say, resource balance with human needs. And currently it's small, I would say, in context to the global space. We are about maybe 6,000 projects in 30 years. We have about 1,300 active communities, but over nearly 10,000 that were listed on our map. We've contributed about 300, over 300 to 400 solutions for climate change. We worked very closely with the United Nations, with the Sustainable Development Goals, to look at how is this possible? If not, then can we have regenerative development aims? Because those are more grassroots. And I think the way the network has emerged, we have a network in every continent. Like I said, Gen Europe, Gen North America, Gen South America, Gen Africa, Gen Oceania and Asia. And then we work in national level networks like Gen Bharat, say, There's Gen Korea, Gen China. So anybody who wants to become a regenerator can come into Gen and engage at any level. So the scale is from human single scale to a project small scale, like a school who wants to become a green school or a regenerative school, to a corporation who wants to say, okay, we love your 32 principles of regeneration. Can we become an eco village, which really means just coming back into this reciprocity with nature and with human beings in a caring, cooperative way where everybody moves forward together. Uh, and so, yes, so it moves as a movement from global to grassroots level. And it really gets catalyzed into action through either intentional communities that are formed and want to be eco villages. Like I live in Bangalore in an intentional community called Transcenders, TI Eco Village, which started nearly at the same time as Gen, but they started as an eco enclave. And it is only when later that I came here and started living here that they suddenly recognized that they are an eco village and they became members of Gen, right? And from becoming members of Gen, this whole global network of people and communities and ideas and solutions and projects opened up. And now they have the capacity to collaborate with communities across the globe. They can participate in Gen learning programs across all continents, because every network has their own learning depending how culturally appropriate it is. And it's essentially a bit like taking indigenous knowledge, taking what was in the past, what was good and what's needed now, and combining it with the future, with innovations, with a bit of technology to see how we live in this balance.